What's up, guys? We are back. I'm looking at some more NBA plays today over on prizepicks. Went 1-1 yesterday. We cashed on Jalen Brunson. John Morant fell short. He just did not have the field goal attempts. Expect him to be a little bit more aggressive. It was more of a Jaren Jackson game yesterday, but I'm feeling pretty good about today's play. So let's hop in and let's get back to those winners. I've got 3 plays for you guys in today's video. And if you guys want a third play tomorrow, be sure to leave a like on this video. If we get to 125 likes, I'll drop a bonus play for tomorrow's video for you guys. And while you're down and leaving a like, be sure to also subscribe to the channel with the notifications turned on. That way you get in for future videos from me. And you also can get in before these lines get bumped to get removed, because sometimes these lines do move a little bit and it could really screw you over at the end of the day. So again, be sure to have those notifications turned on. That way you guys can get it in early. And the last thing before the free plays is to not miss out on joining the DubClub. The DubClub can get you access to all of my plays sent straight to your phone basically immediately as soon as I lock them in. And right now it is 50% off with a link available in my description, or 60% off in the next 3 months. You just go down there, click on the link, and it will pull up with a couple of different discounts for you to get into the DubClub. I really am one of the few legit people out there. I'm over $11,000 of profit over on PrizePicks. I have my bad days, I have my bad weeks. Sometimes it's rare, but sometimes I do have a bad month as well. At the end of the day, though, we are still profiting long-term over $11,000 on PrizePicks, as you can see there. So much so that they actually limited me to how much I can play on their app on my main account. But you can see some of the different winners we've had from this year as well, like 50 to 1875 right there. You can see all the different testimonies from guys in the DubClub. And here are some of our winners from last night. We had this one, 50 to 150. If Elvis played, he was going under because the Blue Jackets just had another goalie play yesterday. He went well under the saves, and it just really has to do with how many shots that Seattle puts up, and they did not put up many shots on the game. I think they put up like 22 shots in the whole game. So he was going under if he played. That would have been 50 to 300, but instead, we have 50 to 150, but we'll take it. It's better than a loss, you know. But the other play here was a 2-man here for the taco pair, so we broke even on taco plays, of course, considering we went for a 3x there on that play. But overall, it was a pretty short slate yesterday. And now we have some NHL and some NBA plays today with Thursday Night Football right around the corner tomorrow. And we also have a major NHL slate tomorrow as well. So I'm very excited for that as well. But make sure to join the Discord when you join the DubClub, because that gets you access to all the different perks. Over in my Discord, you can see we have like correlation plays, which is where like those NHL plays are typically posted. Like you can see 50 to 275 not too long ago. You get my community chat to talk to me and other members about plays or whatever's going on. You have my contributors posting their plays. That comes with like Kep's 6-man plays, 5-man plays, whatever he's running. You have some, you have Nev's plays too, mainly a football guy, but also some others in the mix too, like basketball. You have soccer plays. You have email. You have Asmi with his golf plays. He's been killing it. He's been on a major run. He just went on an 18-1 run back on the 9th right there, as you can see. So he's been killing it as well. Come join us. It truly is a good place to be. It is 50% off with a link available in my description. Come get in and come cash with us. But with that out of the way, let's get to these free plays. Be sure to play responsibly at your own risk. Leave a like on this video here and subscribe if you've not already with the notifications turned on. And let's get to these plays. The first play I like on the PrizePicks board is going to be over on the assist category for Denny Advia. I like him over 5 assists today against the New Orleans Pelicans. I think he's in a great spot. Now, you can find this one at 4.5 if you go on some other apps out there, I will say. Would be a little bit better value, but PrizePicks absolutely kills the value if you throw in 4.5 assists there. Like the difference between 4.5 to 5 assists marks this entry down from a 6x down to a 4.5x. So it's a pretty crazy decrease there. So I'm going to take Denny over 5 assists, and hopefully you can avoid the push here, and he goes for another 8 or 9 assist type of game tonight. I think he's in a great spot, and it's actually going to kind of lead me to my next play that I'm going to talk about, which is going to be his teammate on the over, that being Drew Holiday over 16.5 points. I'm going to dive into these two guys independently, but one main reason I like pairing these guys together is that if Denny goes over assist, he has really facilitated a lot of Drew Holiday's points. You can see that here. Like for his assists here, he's averaging like passing to Drew Holiday 4.5 field goal attempts per game to Drew Holiday. So that's 4.5 potential assists basically for Denny in his assists there. So it's pretty massive. I mean, if we get a couple of assists for Denny, like he could pass, 2 assists over to Drew Holiday. It could be a 3 and a 2, and that's 5 points for Drew Holiday, and that's 2 points for our assist here for Denny. Like it makes a lot of sense. And if the Portland Trailblazers have a good game today, that's just going to only increase our chances of both these guys cashing, of course. And the Trailblazers are also 8.5-point favorites today, which is pretty massive, and that's what we like to see. Denny has had at least 5 assists in 60% of games this year, but I will say he has pushed this line 3 times. Once against the Clippers, once against the Utah Jazz, and once against the Orlando Magic. But 2 games before that, though, even in a tough matchup against OKC, he had 9 assists and then 8 assists there against Miami. And you can see the correlation here. Like against OKC and Miami, he had 22 and 18 points, Drew Holiday did. And in these 3 games here where Denny actually had a couple of good games, specifically against the Clippers and Utah, he had 5 assists in those games, while Drew Holiday was able to drop 21 and 27 points in those games. You guys can kind of see the correlation between Denny and his assists and Drew Holiday and his points. And all that being said, the matchup is still very good for them here against the New Orleans Pelicans. In wins this year, though, Denny has been over his assists in 3 out of 5 games. 1 push, technically, though, so 2 out of 5, 2 out of 4, whatever you guys want to call it. Drew Holiday in wins this year has also been pretty good over in 3 out of 5 games again. 24, 27, and 22 points between the Lakers, Jazz, and the OKC Thunder. And the Lakers were kind of a mediocre matchup. Utah was a good matchup. Thunder was a tougher matchup. Denver, very tough matchup. And the Warriors are kind of down towards being a tougher matchup as well. The game was also a massive blowout where he only played 28 minutes as well. So it's something to note as well. So also Drew Holiday on the road this year has been over this line in 4 out of 5 games. Denny, if you look at it on the road, has been over his line in, again, 4 out of 5 games. So you can see a little bit of correlation there as well. But overall, point guards against the Pelicans this year have been very good. They're allowing 27.2 points per game to opposing point guards, ranking 24th in the NBA. But of course, that includes guys like, I don't know, like Steph Curry or whatever, right? Like Drew Holiday is not going to be scoring as many points as some of those guys, like SGA, for example. But James Harden had 24. You have Trey Mann, I will say, who had 18 against them. Brandon Williams had a line of 6.5. He had 10 against them. Castle had 16. De'Aaron Fox had 24. So these guards are having pretty good games here against the New Orleans Pelicans, as you can see. Denny, for his assists, though, they kind of rank towards the middle of the pack in terms of assists allowed per game this year. Opposing small forwards against them, still kind of right in the middle, allowing 4.5 assists allowed per game. But opposing small forwards have been pretty good considering what their lines are. Like Najee Marshall had a line of 2.5. He had 5 assists against them. Keldon Johnson, a line of 1.5, had 4 assists, for example. So there's some guys, though, like Royce Neal at a line of 3.5. He only had 2, but overall, Denny is a lot better passer than pretty much every single guy on this list, I would say. So I feel very good about him. He also has the ball in his hands a ton. Obvious correlation between Denny going over his assists and Drew Holiday going over points. It's not concrete. It doesn't happen every time. But considering that the Trailblazers could have a very good game today, they're 8.5-point favorites. They've been very good on the road this year. And just a little bit of correlation between Denny and Drew, I feel pretty good about taking both these overs in this matchup here. So again, there's very high push potential for Denny, so it's up to you if you even want to include that. I personally like the upside for him to have more than 5 assists, but I just really don't like the idea of bumping it down by 0.5 assists to have a 1.5x multiplier decrease to the entry. That's just a little bit tough for me to do, but it's up to you. If that's the route you want to take, though, you can do that. Or you can even just replace Denny in this entry with the Jaylen Brown taco if you wanted to. I'll have a different taco play up in the DubClub a little bit later today. But now, before we get to the next play in this video, if you guys have not yet seen Sleeper, it is, in my opinion, one of the best apps out there right now because of all the different promos that they run, not just for new users, but also current users. I've been on this app for a very long time now, and you can see that I and pretty much everyone else out there has Stephon Diggs discounted for receiving yards, Drake May boosted over passing yards, and Breece Hall boosted over rushing yards, as you can see there. Also on Sleeper, if you are a new user and have not yet signed up for Sleeper, you can get a $100 first-time deposit match with my promo code DOMG. But they don't stop there. You also get 2 other promos. A free $20 without depositing and a free square when signing up for Sleeper. So 3 major promos for new users, 3 promos for current users, and also you could potentially get a better payout than an app like PrizePicks. Let's go over to like the PRA category, for example. Let's say you like Dean Wade over PRA, and let's say you like Luka over PRA. Pays out 3.2x over on Sleeper compared to maybe 3x on PrizePicks. Let's say instead you like Dean Wade on the under. Pays out 3.23x. Again, compared to maybe 3x on PrizePicks. It's a very cool app. Check it out for yourself. The link available in my description. And use my promo code DOMG when you choose to sign up for Sleeper. And I should also mention while we are on the topic that if you happen to sign up using my promo code DOMG, you can actually get a free month of my DubClub. If you just take a screenshot when you sign up for an app and send that to my email at domgpropsvip@gmail.com. You can see all different apps that I'm affiliated with. As you can see there, every app out there is usually promo code DOMG except for Better. That promo code is DOMG Props, but there's also a lot of other apps too that I'm affiliated with. So if you have any questions, just email me at domgpropsvip@gmail.com. Again, take a screenshot, send me it, and you'll get back a link for a free month of my DubClub and all my different premium plays. But moving on to play number 2, we're going to head over to the NBA first half categories. Not the NBA, but the NBA first half. And I'm going to go with Jamie Jaquez here. I guess it's really Jaime, however you guys want to say his name, but 13.5 first half PRA for him in this matchup here against Cleveland. I think he's in a great spot. Cleveland is very depleted today, and he's been a great first half player this year. However, if you do not have first half available to you, because I know first half is not available in all prize pick states, or if you're not on prize picks, it's probably not in, you probably don't have first half plays available to you. But I do like his over full game PRA as well. That's also a different route you could take if you don't like first half for whatever reason. But 27.5 PRA, I think, is still a very good over. You can probably even find him at 26.5, depending on the app that you're on. But 6x payout here over on prize picks today between all three of these players. Now, moving on here and taking a look at him, he's been over his line in 64% of games this year. His full game PRA, he's only been over in 55%. But Miami is 5.5 point favorites today, and in wins this year, he's been over this line in 6 out of 7 games. The only miss being on the hook there against the New York Knicks, which was a very tough matchup. And when they win by more and more points, he's typically a lot better besides, I guess, that New York Knicks game. But overall, I feel very good about him. He's been playing some very solid minutes. There are a couple of outliers like the Denver game and the Portland game, but overall, they will be missing Bad Adebayo, as well as, of course, still Tyler Hero and Terry Rozier for some certain reasons. But without Bam this year, though, he's been very good. He's had 15, 15, and 19 PRA in these 3 games. But overall, as long as we don't get screwed on the minutes here, which is just rotation type deals, we should be back to seeing, 14, 15, even potentially 17 minutes here from Jamie in the first half here. He's really only had one true game against Cleveland in the past, which was actually this year. He played them back on November 10th, which was 2 days ago, basically last game, where he had 14 minutes and he dropped 19 PRA, 7 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists, all in the first half. So I feel pretty good about him in this matchup here, considering he's already been able to do that in the past, and they're going to be without Bam today, which you can see here that he actually missed the last game too, which was also against Cleveland. So at home games this year, he's been very good as well, going over in 4 out of 5. The same still game, though, that's kind of screwing it is the New York Knicks game right there, which was just a bad game for him, I guess, which he still hooked the line there. I mean, 8 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. I think you guys can kind of tell by now why I like Jamie so much. The matchup is not too bad either. Like, you can look at the pretty much Cleveland's defense as a whole. They've just really not been as good as they have been in the past in terms of defense. Like, they're kind of mediocre, if not kind of a favorable matchup, especially for those rebounds and the assists. So he's been a monster at home this year. He's been a monster in wins this year. They're missing Bam Adebayo. As long as we're going to be getting those consistent minutes, I feel good about Jamie in this matchup. I got some more for you guys in this video that I want to talk about, but again, another reminder that you can join the DubClub right now if you're not already. It is 50% off with the link available in my description. Get you access to all of my plays, all sports, everything from me. Basically, as soon as I lock everything in, I jump immediately to DubClub and send it right to members just like that. You also, again, get access to my Discord where there's a ton of different perks. You can ask me any questions that you have, whether it's strategy-based or just really anything. You just add me in the chat. I'll respond to you guys usually immediately. But again, I want to talk about player profit here. Now, player profit is kind of a new concept out there, but you could potentially make a lot of coin if you are actually profitable. It sounds too good to be true at first, but once I explain, you'll understand a little bit better. But it's kind of a hard concept to grasp at first, but it's a very cool concept. So for example, you can spend $30 and get access to a $1,000 bankroll on a sportsbook, basically. I believe it's available in all 50 states as well. I could be a little bit wrong about that, but you can even pick the teams. Like, you pick the money line, the spread, because you're not playing with real money. You're playing with a simulated bankroll, which can result in you getting real money, of course. So pretty much what you do is you spend $30, for example, to get a $1,000 package. What you have to do is pass 2 phases to get to the reward tier, where you basically have to make 20% before you lose 15%. And once you pass those 2 phases, you get to the reward phase, where in this phase you get access to that $1,000 bankroll, and you can withdraw the profits that you make in that phase. Well, I believe it is a 90% reward split, as you can see right there. So, and of course, the higher and higher you spend, if you end up getting to that reward phase, it'll pay off more and more and more. So it's a very cool concept. I recommend looking into it more yourself. Go on their website, which is linked in my description, and click on the video. That will kind of explain it a little bit better for you. And when you do end up buying a package, be sure to use my promo code DOMG, because that gets you, I believe, 10% off of your orders over on Player Profit. They actually just added a new challenge here as well, as you can see, though, which is very interesting. It's kind of like a ladder challenge almost, but not like your normal ladder challenge. Basically, it's just the same type of deal. You spend $30 to get access to a $1,000 bankroll, and you got to pass certain phases to get rewards. Like, if you can go ahead and go into phase 1, all you have to do basically is just make 10% before you lose 10%. If you do that, you pass phase 1 and your reward is $3. You get to phase 2 here, and that is where you have to now profit 15% before you lose 10%. And that will result in you getting 60, for example. Then phase 3 for 300, phase 4 for 1,000. You just get harder and harder and harder as it goes, of course. So Overall, though, it's a very cool concept that player profit has. As you spend more, the prices or the amount that you can actually win is more and more and more. But very cool concept from player profit. Check it out for yourself. The link available in my description, and use my promo code DOMG for 10% off. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys hopefully in tomorrow's video. Best of luck. If you want to see how I made over $5,000 of profit on PrizePicks, watch this video on your screen right here.